Xkalistar. Size comparison of races, objects, and characters in my self-illustrated graphic novel. Hello YouTube friends. Here is with a new video about the approximate average size of the races, characters, and some objects in the illustrated graphic novel that I wrote. Basically, what you see is the medieval temple of Tilamyscal, in the capital citadel of the orcs, where Zevio, Norda, and Lyst arrive. It is described in the PDF to download for promotion with the first 5 chapters of the first book that has 21 chapters in total. At the beginning, you will see the rings of evil, which will have greater influence as the plot progresses. Then you see other small weapons, mostly crossbows. In Solarium, the fantasy solar system where the plot of Xkalistar takes place, gunpowder is barely known, firearms do not exist. And the weapons used by the beings are primitive, like before the Middle Ages on Earth. The medieval monks practice with wooden swords, since the real ones would not forgive any mistake. The laser swords, they call Xkalistar in their language. They are made up of a combination of 7 colored magic crystals. Although they use a final colors tending to blue, they do not use the red and purple laser swords. Although as the plot progresses, especially in Book 2, which I have already finished and I hope to publish the first one first, then publishing the following others. There the plot gets darker, so to speak. Although I do not want to spoil too much of this. The monks call the laser swords Xkalistar. But at the same time a sacred sword appears, which they call Xkalistar, sounding so fast and guttural. Of the 5 chapters that I left to promote to download in the cloud of the internet, when I publish the complete book, in the 6th chapter, there is mention of this sacred sword. Now I don't want to make much spoiler of this. The spheroids are spherical robots capable of floating in the air. They can project holograms and serve for video conferences. They are mentioned in chapters 2 and 3, when they tried to attempt on the life of the Orc King. Although they can be on both sides, and be good or bad. The gobolots are short robots that are used to project holograms and have video conferences. Unlike the spheroids, these are supported by a wheel to support themselves and move. The spy shadows are black spirits of evil, they hide in the darkness, and serve the sinister entity. They are mentioned in the downloadable PDF with the first 5 chapters of the 21 that the book has in total. The brainers are robots with a brain, something like orgacybers. They are dedicated to science with the Bankal clan, they are mentioned in the books. The Silan are beings of magical air that are dedicated to science, and they had to build their own watertight suits. Since a simple breeze of wind would disintegrate them, but not if they are inside a vacuum-sealed suit. Chief droids are like bosses in the droid armies belonging to the Bankal clan. Elfar, Cobramens, Ramsoid, different types of races that inhabit all the worlds of Solarium solar system. The Zargans are the main and majority race that is in charge of the Bankal clan, a financial monopoly. One of the Zargans, named Zerdak, is the viceroy and the viceroyalty of the region where the Mathiels arrive. Bordering the Orc kingdom of Talamaska, and in conflict against them. Skeletons, there are in this region, and they are at the service of sinister evil. They are mentioned in the novel, in the first 5 chapters to Promocion. The Vampirgo is my favorite race. They are humanoid bats. In fact, when I started in art, I drew in notebooks, very short stories like this one, Xkalistar, and everything was enlivened by drawings. Some time later, when I dedicated myself to 3D computer graphics, I replaced the drawings on paper with computer graphics. The droids are the robot troops of the Bankal clan. The barbarian hitmen are living troops of mercenaries of the Bankal clan. The Folkier is also kind of good. They are evolved horses. Wolfers are evolved humanoid wolves. When I started in the world of 3D computer graphics, back in the distant year of 2007, one of my first characters was the Wolfer. It was hard for me to model it, since I had to learn to use the interface without a teacher to explain things to me. Just me being self-taught. In this sense, I thank YouTube and all those artists who teach by giving classes in the form of videos. But the Wolfer was hard for me to model, in the sense that I was learning to use the interface. Although in recent years, I have opted for Blender, which is much better in every way. Reptilian is the race of the villain Rikilu. Maybe serve the image of the epoch in which I wrote in notebooks and I draw concepts on the side. All of these before I dedicated to infographics in 3D. Now in recent years, I use Blender 3D software. The Droizers will be the main battle robots of the Bankal clan. They will appear in Book 2 and will be a tough nut to crack. I don't want to give too many spoilers about this. The Torquio are evolved bulls. They are mentioned in the promotional book, with an assassin and his spheroids, who was hired to finish off the Orc King, in Chapter 3. Including, in the audiobook with images to liven up, he is shown touring the capital citadel of Telomyskal. The rod is a simple stick. The Mathiel monks learn to use it. The electric rod will have use in the future. Once again, I will avoid giving too much spoiler. Zental are wild desert monsters. They will be mentioned in Book 3, which is already finished, and I will publish it after the first two. Laser wands are two swords joined by a specially threaded tube. I'm sorry that the video looks choppy, it's just that on my PC, an Intel i7 with 16 GB of RAM. It took me more than 12 full days, which added up to almost 2 weeks, to be able to render the video, showing almost all the races, objects, and important characters there are. The video is choppy because I didn't use the normal 30 frames per second that I like to use in my videos. But I had to reduce it to 1 per second to be able to render everything and finish it on time. Instead of taking me months and months to make this short video, and with a heavy scene for Blender 3D software. Because of the large number of objects, polygons, and vertices in the scene. If I had more power of calculation, I would do many more things in less time. Help me so I can publish my work, be part of the world of Xkalistar. There are prizes for collaborators like me listening to their proposals for names of new characters, and plots for the rest of the books that I continue writing. As an example, I'll leave you some images of a project I had, prior to this one of Xkalistar. In previous years I was developing other races and characters, which were expanded over time, incorporating new ones. And I have other projects in the pipeline, I just need to be able to publish them. Please watch this video. Illustrated audio book. Xkalistar. The first 5 chapters rewritten script. It is the audio book in the form of video, with graphics to show the storytelling. It is a very good video, to entertainment mostly. In 3 hours 20 minutes. The PDF showing the 5 chapters of the 21 that has the first book was converted to animated video. Good to watch. Greetings to everyone. Until the next video.